Hello, everybody, and welcome. So, I am using StreamYard, and what that means is that in StreamYard, that's what I'm seeing. If you make a comment, I don't get to see your name. So, please leave me your name, put your name in the comments so I know who is here, and and that'll help me do this coaching that I'm going to do. So we're going to have a couple of people in here who need to figure out specifically how to get 100 clicks with a tiny list. And I'm going to go over some principles for you. So anyway, I'm excited to go through this. I've written some notes. And again, let's just let me know who you are, and we'll do that. So what you should be seeing is I'm going to start with the instructions. And the first thing I'm going to be talking about is just some results that I've gotten. And and this is why I think I can show you how to do this, because this is what I do all the time. So you're going to see these results here um, that I have. So the first one was with Tom Poland. That's Tom Poland's Marketing with Webinars workshop. So the person who beat me out was Christina Hills, and I actually was able to, this is kind of interesting, find out the list of her list size, and she has 40,000 people on her list. Now I have 10,000 people on my list. Although I have with Tom's, I might have, I did some social media. I have another list of 13,000. I don't know if I used that as well, but at any rate, at least she has her list size is at least twice the size of mine. So I guess that's what I wanted to say. And this is the whole point today, is that you can get results, outsized results that you wouldn't expect from the size of your list. So the fact that my list is, let's say, 10,000 isn't important. The importance is that I'm getting results compared to people who have lists of 20,000 or 100,000, so on like that. And that's what you can do with a tiny list. So if your list is 500, you can get lists of 2,500 or 5,000. And that's what I'm going to show you how to do today. So does that sound good? Let me know in the comments if that sounds good to you. So that was the first one I got. And then the second one for Suzanne Evans, again, I have to look on my other monitor. I was number one. And I beat out Jay Fizzette, and his list is 40,000. And on that one, I did some social media, but again, my list is 10,000. So his list is 4 times the size of mine. And yet I was able to beat the number of clicks that I got for him. Okay. So remember, this whole thing is about doing more with the size of list that you have now. Okay. So here's one James Land. I got James Lamb. I was number one. I don't have the size of other people there. Cindy Holbrook, I was number three. And then Alina Vincent. I don't, it wasn't a real, it wasn't a leaderboard, but I got 1,672 clicks with 16, I don't know, like, I can't read the number, I can't read it. But anyway, a lot of clicks. You know what? Let me wonder if I can, yeah, make that bigger. There we go. So I got 1,800 clicks, something like that, with 448 opt-ins. So here's what I'm very proud of: Danny Inney's business masterclass launch. I was number two for clicks. I got him like 900 some odd clicks. And the only person who beat me was Josh Turner. His list is 150,000. Now I promoted to both my lists. I was promoting to about 23,000 people, maybe something like that. But his list is 150,000. So it's like, how many times more is that? Okay, now he did get more people than I did, but still, I came in second after him. So anyway, I just kind of want to give you a sense of that. That the point is that how you can get results that are better than other people's lists who are bigger, have more people on it than you. And here's the reason why. So I also want you to understand why this is so important. Okay. The reason it's so important is that you are going to grow your list. And I think I'll just go back to me here again. Yeah. The reason it's so important for you to grow your list, for you to do this, to get better results than other people, is so that when you promote that other people, then they'll promote you. And so when I promote somebody else, I'm giving them clicks. I'm sending my people to their list, and those people are getting on their list. And so then they promote me back, and that grows my list. So the way, you might be interested, I just want to grow your list, but the way to, or a big way to, not the only way, but a big way to grow your list is for you to get good results for somebody else and then have that other person reciprocate and bring you some of their subscribers. And so that grows your list, okay? Because then they promote you and that grows your list. So it's this cycle, this growth cycle of, I send my list to somebody else, they send their list to me, and we keep on growing each other's list bigger and bigger and bigger. So let me make sure that you understand. I just want you to know that you understand that, okay? So we have a few people in here today, and I want to know that you understand the basic premise of what we're talking about, which is how to get big results with a small list and why that is so important. So just tell me, I got it in the comments, okay? Yes, I want to hear you in the comments. Understood. Okay. Anybody else? Good. Okay, so the first thing so those are the results, why this is important, and the results I got, just kind of proof that somebody else is saying yes, that you can get outsized results even with a small list. So I'm going to be talking about two main ways for you to do that, and they're both obvious ways, right? One is with your tiny list, what you're going to do with your email, and then social media, okay? Because with a very small list, you're not going to be able to solely rely on email. You're going to have to go to social media as well, okay? And so I'm going to help you with some of that. So let's start with the email. So are you on my list? So Katrina, thank you, Katrina, for putting that. How do I do my email? So most of you are probably on my email list. And I know the one thing that people are amazed at is that I'm consistent, that I email every day. So you know that. Now, the first time that I got a comment, somebody sent back to me and said to me, your email is so valuable. I love reading it. I was floored because from my perspective, all I was doing was promoting things. I just kept on promoting stuff and people kept on saying, this is so valuable. This is so useful. Thank you for all these resources. So I just want you to understand I want you to not be afraid of promoting things. It can be your products of other people. Especially nice thing is to promote free things from other people. It can be a webinar, a masterclass, and that person might be selling on that webinar, but people still appreciate it. So if you have a business, in order to grow it, you're going to need to partner. In order to partner, you need to promote other people. So if you haven't been promoting other people, just go ahead and find somebody to promote. Ideally, it's somebody who could also promote you back. You can arrange this in advance. The easiest way is to just promote freebies. I'll promote your freebie, you'll promote my freebie, and to find people with lists around the same size as yours. But whatever it is, you need to be very consistent. So I'm going to explain to you the structure of my email, how it works, and why people find it valuable, even though I'm promoting and doing it every day. So I almost always start with a little story. So the story is usually something from my daily life, and I want to tell you that I lead a boring life. So you might think that's funny, but really, I don't go anywhere. I don't do anything. I really. So I just pick up on little things. I sometimes go for a walk and I'll mention, you might have noticed, I'll mention like gardening and seeing nature and stuff like that. That is something that I do. And I just turn it all into a lesson about life and business. So I start with some little thing that happened to me today. I call this, by the way, I have a name for it. It's called micro storytelling. And you basically pick up anything that happened to you, not anything, but something that you did or that happened to you, and you tell it, and then you find a principle in it that you can teach with, that you can use to teach. So I start that way, and then I run right into something I call the daily hot tip. Now, the purpose of the daily hot tip is so that there is something of value for free for every single person. Now, every single person means all my subscribers. All my subscribers are, in general, they've come to me because they're interested in getting their knowledge out to the world with online products and courses. So it's always related to that. I do some kind of life things that are related to, might be related to time management or just having the energy to do the work or the motivation to do the work. So I sometimes bring in things that could be considered, I guess, personal development, but always in the context of you having an online business, for the purpose of having an online business. So that's how I start. So there's a little story. Sometimes I'll like this morning, I just talked about this event and how I thought it was valuable. I just went right into it because I was excited about it. But usually it's a little story, then it goes straight into the hot tip. And in the hot tip, daily hot tip, I'll usually ask a question. And sometimes I do that in the beginning part, in the story part as well. Is this something you could do? Are you struggling with this? And I'm doing that in order to get a reaction from you, to get you to either click reply, or because my assistant puts that daily hot tip into this Facebook group, you can answer the question there in the Facebook group. So I'm trying to create some interactivity and try to hear from you so I know what your problem is so I can help you. If I don't know what your problem is, I can't respond. So I think what people like about it, they feel like I'm there to help them. I guess that's yeah, something like that. So the rest of the email is always promoting things. So I promote my own products, sometimes with a discount code, products and events from partners. And I'm either swapping, which means that we're promoting each other, but not going to get affiliate commissions, or I might get an affiliate commission if there's a sale. So there are lots of free events like webinars and master classes on which my partners will sell their programs. Now, I only promote people I know. I don't, and either I know them through a recommendation from someone else, I know them myself, they're in a mastermind group I'm in, or I've been following their work for a long time, or I've bought their products, or whatever it is. They're always people who I know. So that's an important thing to do that. Most days I'm promoting somewhere between 4 and 7 items, and each one has a heading and then a description and explanation. And part of what is people find valuable is that I always explain why this is something valuable. I try to educate as I sell, as I promote something. If it's about list building, I explain why list building is so important. If it's about product creation, I explain why product creation is so important, whatever it is. And those are kind of like the two big elephants in the room for most people, is building their list and creating their content. So again, I stick to what my readers are interested in, which is getting their knowledge out to the world with online programs. So here's the secret, the big secret about how I can outdo people with lists that are bigger than mine. Most people send out what's called a solo email. It means an email that promotes only one thing. There's only one link in that email. There might be several links, but they're all the same link. There's only one call to action. The conventional wisdom is that this gets the best results because people aren't confused. They don't have multiple things, so on like that. But it means that most promoters, like the ones I just showed you in when I was doing the screen, sharing my screen, those people have to have a promotional calendar because they can only promote one person per day. So if I promote somebody, that person has to find place in his or her calendar. Well, that person will give me, let's say, 2 days. We have 2 days where we're not promoting anybody else. I'll put you in on the calendar, and those days I will send out an email for you. That is not what I do. I do something very different. Instead, because I'm promoting multiple things in a day, I will promote that person 5 times, 10 times, sometimes even longer if it's a big, long launch. Sometimes there's a launch where it starts with a book, and then there's a workshop, and then there's a boot camp, and then there's a webinar. So there's like lots of events over a period of 2 or 3 weeks, and I will promote pretty much every day during that period of time. So that's the secret. So whereas that other person can only promote twice or maybe 3 times maximum, I can promote 5 times, 10 times, 15 times. None of them are. The only time I do a solo email will be when I send a second email out. I call it a courtesy reminder in the late afternoon, early evening. This is going away tomorrow. Here's a reminder. And those emails are very effective. Solo emails are very effective. Certainly with an urgency, a deadline like that. But everything else I'm doing with other people, but people see it over and over again. And that way I catch up to people or surpass people with lists that are much bigger than I am. So that's the secret. It's just, you could call it hustling, I suppose. It's just, I'm working a lot harder. I'm doing a lot more than other people are in a sense. Your first, and so I do also want to say that you shouldn't worry. So somebody asked me, I was interviewed recently by, I don't know if you know who Danny Inney is, but his JV manager's name is also Danny Bramant, interviewed me with a video interview because he wanted to share that video with other affiliates of Danny Inney. So they could learn how to get better results, get such good results, to highlight what I was doing. And he's also putting me on a summit at the end of the year about, how I built, kind of blew up my business, he says, in a good way, using this technique. So that, and it's because of that, of all of those things that I showed you, those examples, that those leaderboards, when you're promoting somebody, along with other people who have big lists, and those leaderboards are published, and I take screenshots of them and put them on a page, on that page on my website, people notice. So people come to me and say, wow, you're really on fire. You're getting good results. Will you promote me? And we have a meeting, and I see if it's a good fit. And then we agree to promote each other. And so those people promote me. So that's kind of how it works. And you should also be looking for leaderboards of people you promote and see, who might be around you in the same area as you. Yeah. So don't be afraid that people will unsubscribe if you email more often. This is what Danny Bramant said to me when he interviewed you. People are afraid that everyone's just going to leave. And some people will unsubscribe because it's too many emails. It's okay. You just need the people on there who want to hear what you have to say. So your first step is to email more often. If you have a list of 400 to 500 people and you want to get 100 clicks, you are going to have to email many times about that one thing. In this case, we're talking about my giveaway, which starts on April 25th. And you are going to need to email many times about it. Now, when you promote somebody, people who are contributors to this giveaway, I'm giving them email copy, only 3 emails. Usually you don't get that many emails, so you just have to make slight arrangements or just adjustments to it or edits to it, or you just say the same thing again and again, to some extent. Sometimes I shorten it after a while. I'll start with a long one, then I'll shorten it down because people have seen it already. So you're going to need to work harder than everybody else to get 100 clicks from such a small list. And I'm going to be talking about social media also. So what do you email about? So people often say, I don't know what to email about. And by the way, I would say that my email which is, a fairly long email with, 4 to 7 items each day, takes me 30 to 45 minutes, because a lot of it is really the only new thing is my story and my daily hot tip. A lot of it is repetitive from the day before. And so it's not like I'm writing that whole thing from scratch every day. I'm not. And when I'm promoting other people, they give me the email copy, the suggested email copy. I always edit it to my voice and to add that educational value to it. But nevertheless, I'm not writing very much from scratch. And so it doesn't take very long. And so if you could spend you might not have that many people to promote right away. So it would be shorter. If you could spend half an hour a day writing an email, that would be really powerful. It's not a lot of time. It's just wake up in the morning. I don't know when you start work. Let's say you start work at 9 in the morning. I start work at 10 in the morning. But you start it at 9 in the morning, then like 9 to 9:30. That's what you do. That's all you do. You don't do anything else before that, and you finish sending that out. You send out your test version and check all the links and click on them and then send it out. That's what you should do from 9 to 9:30. So that's the first step, is emailing more often. You can also include links to blog posts that you've written, even older ones. I recycle those a lot, bringing them out to people. Links to outside resources, recommended books, whatever it might be. Other articles, and a longer story or a tip or a technique, something like that. So all those are all things that you can write. Now, those take a little bit longer, not links to your blog post. That's pretty quick. But finding outside resources, you should use Google, what's it called? Google something or other, where you can put in a search word and it searches for you and sends you every day. Someone to remind me what it's called. It sends you every day a list of things that use that word, that keyword that you've chosen, or a key phrase. And so you'll just have in your box all the time these possible resources that you could send out to people. So is that something you think you can do? So Nancy and Christy, are you here? I wanted to know if you're here in the group. Yes, Google Alerts. So Nancy and Christy, are you here? And can you let me know that you're here? I want to know specifically from you, since I'm accepting you as a contributor into the giveaway on the basis of the fact that you are willing to take this on as a challenge to get 100 clicks. So let me know if you're here and if that's something that you could do, and if you have any questions about it. Let's go on. So that's the first piece of it. It really isn't very hard. It's not very time consuming. And the other thing is, so there's one more thing, and this will be very apparent when I talk about social media. This is Diane Beal. I'm here. Thank you, Diane. Okay, excellent. So Diane, is that something that you could do, that you could send out more emails? And while you're thinking about that, one of the reasons for this, when you're gearing up for a specific event that you want to promote, let me put it this way. When you're not emailing regularly, this is my experience with my clients, is they hate to just after 6 months start promoting something, because they feel guilty about it. It's like, now I'm just promoting. I didn't give them any value before. And I had a friend who did something like that, and she worked really hard on an offer. Because she felt guilty that she hadn't emailed them, she wrote this long email, beautiful email, to give them value. And then she put, so what my friend did was that she did this long email providing lots of value, and then put her offer that she'd worked like days on at the very bottom. It was such a long email. I said to her, nobody saw it. Nobody went down and read the whole thing to see this little offer that you put there. You have to put the offer front and center. And so you have to stop putting yourself in a situation where you feel guilty about emailing people because you haven't been emailing people. And so you have to email people regularly, and then that just goes away. It just goes away. So that's the first thing I want you to know. And the second thing is that you have, by emailing more often now, when you start to promote the giveaway, you will have increased engagement, increased awareness of what you're doing, of you in general, because you're sending out these emails, and you'll get to the point where people are more responsive, and you'll get more clicks. So you have to build up to that in advance of the time. You have to kind of preview. You can talk about, you can talk about, I'm going to be part of a giveaway, and I'm excited about it, and I'm learning how to do this, and just you can talk about that if you want to. So yeah. So let's talk about. So let me know if there are any questions about or concerns about emailing more often, and even every day. It does depend on, I have another email list of corporate PowerPoint users, and I couldn't email them every day because the corporate market is different. That audience is different. But in anything where you're doing B2C, especially internet marketing, it should not be less than once a week. Let's put it that way. And if you're building up to something that you're going to promote, like this giveaway, then you need to be starting to email as often as possible to build up that awareness. Okay. So the second thing I want to talk about, I'm looking down at my notes, is social media. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you privately, at least any of you who we've been talking about promoting the giveaway, one of my products. It's called Sociographics Gold, and what it is a I don't know, 50 or 100 or something like that, PowerPoint slides that are they're social media graphics with text on them, and that you just take them, and there's a video of how to customize it, and you can do it in the free online version of PowerPoint if you want. And you change the picture and you change the image, but they're engagingly designed, really highly visual. This is basically a technique that I learned in Alina Vincent's 5-day visibility challenge. If you haven't done it, I recommend it. And the value of it is that you don't have to create anything from scratch. So you just do that. So what you do, and she talks about using these to create a campaign. So the giveaway is starting on April 25th. And so today is April 14th. So you would have like a week and a half. And so every day in the next week and a half, you should post on Facebook and maybe LinkedIn as well. Or if you're at Instagram or wherever you are, you should post a new highly visual graphic. Where can we get the PowerPoint slides? So I will send them to you. I'm actually going to just email you, or you can email me afterwards, or I will send them to you. Remind me if I forget somehow, because it's one of my products, and so I have to go into the back end of it and get you the actual slides. I sell it for 27 or 37, something like that, dollars. Anyway, so what you do is you're going to create a daily post about. So I'm trying to, because I don't know what your topic is, but basically because the target market for the giveaway is online entrepreneurs, it's about different things that related to online entrepreneurship. So it's like what you're offering, relating to what you're offering, but you can go to by now you should have, if you've submitted your stuff, I respond with your, how to get your affiliate link, but I can actually, I'll also put in the link for the opt-in page. It's not open yet. I don't think it's open yet. But on the home page is the list of the existing contributors. That's everybody who's given me the stuff that I need. And so you can just go through that and see what people are offering and talk about that as well. And so it's just like a little quote or a little tip or a little value, something like that. You could talk about the value of growing your list, or the value of staying in touch with people, or the value of creating content, or whatever it is. But you just do this every single day to build awareness as well. Now, How many of you have the experience that you post things on Facebook and you don't get much engagement from it? So let me know if that's something that you've experienced. And I want to suggest that you partner with somebody, a friend of yours who also has some so Facebook user says yes. Yeah, so what I've done is I've created a group of people. Katrina says me. Yeah. So what I've created a group of people and we support each other. We like and comment on and share each other's posts. Now I can't introduce you into that group, but you can create your own group. We could, if you email me, I can introduce you to each other. Some of you are here are in Nancy Jutton's group, and you can do this with each other. And what you do is you set up a group chat in Facebook Messenger, and when you post something on Facebook, and this is just for Facebook, but you can do something similar, I'm sure, for Instagram, and I'm also in a group that does the same thing on LinkedIn. So when you post something on Facebook, right under your name, there's a little timestamp. It says 1H, if you did it an hour ago. And if you click that, you can choose to get the link of the post. You put that link in this group chat, this group messenger chat, and say, please, please like, comment, or share this post. And so you start sharing each other's posts. I had a meeting with, I don't know if you know who Tom Antion is, but he's an old-time internet marketer. And he explained to me that the way the algorithm works is that if you post and you get engagement, the algorithm says, oh, people are interested in this. I'll spread it out to more people. And so what you do is you create this engagement that way by agreeing to do it for each other. And then it feeds on itself, and you get more people that way. So that's the second thing I'm going to recommend is these daily social media posts from now through the beginning of not even the beginning, even through the end of the 2 weeks later, the end of the giveaway. And that way, and you start by working with somebody else, you start by getting more engagement, but even just doing it on a daily basis will grow your engagement as well. So so that's definitely something that you should be doing. And by the way, all of this is like, I'm working harder than you are. That's really, the underlying idea here is, I'm gonna get more out of my list, because, by the way, you might say, oh, my list is 450 people. That's your subscribe list. That's who's in your email list. But people who follow you on Facebook are also on a list. You don't own that list, but they're your followers also. So they're part of your community. And so as you are very consistent, so if you're going to write your email from 9 to 9:30, then you do this other thing from 9:30 to 10. I actually recommend that you go through and spend like a few hours customizing all of them, saying, I'm going to do 30 of these, let's say, and then you just do them all at once, and then you just have them there, and they're pictures, and you just start putting them in. Okay. And so Alina Vincent talks about, engagement posts. She talks about question. You can ask people a question, and that really helps to engage them. So is there anybody else out there who has a small list and, wants to get the best value from it? Something like that. It's another way of engaging people. So a third one is links. So links to a blog post and so on like that. And I will talk about blog posts in a minute. A link to a blog post. And then once the giveaway starts, then you start giving out your affiliate link to the giveaway, because you've built up that engagement by doing this in advance. Okay, so that makes sense. Let me know if you have questions about that. And let me see if I can show also Katrina there. I see your face. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk to you about social media, we're still on social media, is posting in groups. So Facebook groups, LinkedIn groups, if you're into Reddit subreddits. And the reason for this is very important, is that there you reach people who are not your followers, who are not on your list. So if you post on your timeline, only people who have friended you are going to see it, and only a few of them, because Facebook doesn't, put notifications out to everybody by a long shot. But if you go into a group, you will reach people who are not on your list, who are not your followers. So the catch with the group is that you need permission from the group owner. Okay. On Facebook, it's very common, especially in internet marketing, it's very common for groups to have certain days that you're allowed to post in a specific thread. So in this group, the Changeable Marketing group, on Monday, I have marketing messages, and you can make a comment and post a link to your free offer, whatever you want to promote. Okay, every Monday. Don't post in my group for my giveaway though, because then you're competing with me. But that's the concept behind it. So you need to do basically two things. You need to look at every group that you're in and see what its rules are, and then write down what days you can promote. And then you can take that same post that you created for your timeline with these PowerPoint slides. You can take those same ones and just put them in there. Okay. So that way you're reaching far more people. So it takes time to research this, but I have a spreadsheet. I give it to my VA, and every single day she's promoting some kind of free offer for me in a different LinkedIn group or Facebook group, and so on like that. So once you know them, you can just reach more people, and you get this steady stream of new subscribers. That's what I'm doing it for. But you can do it first to just engage people, and then to actually promote the giveaway. So that's the first thing. The second thing is to start joining other groups that you're not members of that also have those daily things. And by the way, in LinkedIn, it's a little bit different. So I've actually never seen this concept of, you can post your link on Mondays or something in LinkedIn. In LinkedIn, it's more like either you can post a link, or you can't post a link. So you need to find one that lets you do it, and then you can usually do it any day that you want. So, so then you need to start looking for groups that you're not a member of. Look at their, and you do that by searching. There's a search feature. Then you choose that you just are interested in groups, and you do it by the topic that you write about, and you find groups, and you go in there and you look at the rules, and you only join if they're going to let you post a link. Okay, so that's the second piece of it. And if you're not sure, there's an administrator. You can ask the administrator. And so that's the second thing. So we talked about emailing more than other people, posting more than other people. And the final thing is blogging. So assuming that you have a blog, you can write a blog post about kind of similar to what you're doing with these social media posts, but a little bit longer with more content to it. So you could talk about your gift, or you could talk about another gift. Yeah, so you just the different topics of the different giveaway gifts you can write about, whatever it is. Blog more often during this period of time, and then send those out to your email list, and send those out via social media. Just that's another thing that you can use to get engagement in advance of the giveaway. And then during the giveaway, you can use that too. And you can write a blog post with the link to the giveaway, with your affiliate link to the giveaway as well, and send that out to your email list. And it's just a different way of bringing people in. So, one day you might just say, there's this giveaway, it has these great gifts. And another day you might say, I have this blog posted, and then they see the link there. Okay. So the Silver Maven says, my email list is scrubbed and very small. Can I get at least 100 clicks if I post daily on social media, including groups following the rules? it depends on how many people follow you on social media and which groups you're in. So I can't give you a definite answer to that. But what do you mean by very small? Could you give me like what very small means? I would not recommend that you don't email. I would not recommend that at all. It's very hard to get 100 clicks just from social media unless you own your own group. So you definitely want to email that list of 50 people regularly, okay, and use that and try to get 20 to 25. I mean, that sounds kind of crazy, but just try to you're going to need to try to work that email list, and the rest of it you'll have to do with social media. So with a combination of social media, including groups, if you have enough groups and you have enough followers on social media, and if you're very consistent with these, building up a campaign daily and promoting, and most groups won't let you promote daily, but on your timeline you can. But finding groups that let you post, maybe one group lets you post on Monday and another group lets you post on Tuesday and so on like that. And so, then you can do that. So I'm really interested to see what results you will get and, what you do and what results you get. I would like to, kind of have you track it and keep track of what you did each day and what emails you sent and what posts you did, and then the number of clicks. And I will be tracking the number of clicks. So, and I do that because you will get an affiliate link. And so that affiliate software lets me track how many clicks you're getting me. And I'll be emailing everybody with that. So that's how we keep track of it. And then I also keep track of how many clicks you get. I have like a back end way of doing that. And then I try to make sure that I give you as many clicks as you give me. So that's how I give back to you. So any questions? Remember, we had 3 techniques really. One was emailing more often. The other is social media posts, both on your timeline and on, if you have a page, use that too, but also in groups. And the third one is blogging. So those are the 3 techniques. Any questions? Okay. So I started my home private Facebook group. There are 50 members so far. So that is fantastic. So if you have 50 people on your email list and 50 people in your Facebook group, now there might be a certain amount of overlap, right? Certainly people in this group, some of you are on my email list as well. But nevertheless, you can post as often as you want. It's your own private Facebook group. And so you can start engaging people. By the way, a nice thing to do would be a Facebook Live like this in your group, right? So invite people to your group with a topic that you think is relevant to them, and then and talk about the process that you're going through to get to get more clicks, for example, so that you can grow your business. Well, again, I don't know your business so well, but whatever you want to talk about, that you can do that. So Facebook Lives are good, both on your timeline, if you have a group, wherever you can do that. So I didn't mention that, but thank you I'm glad that kind of came up. Facebook Lives, it's a good way to get engagement. Okay, this is very helpful. Thank you for your generosity. Thank you. Okay, you're welcome. Yeah, and if other questions come up, just put them in the comments later on, and I'll go back and look. Okay, bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye.